Hello, my name is Trip Barnett, and I'm just going to give you a little information on slavery. And it's not something that stopped existing like 200 years ago. It's still pretty evident today. So I'm just going to start off by telling you just kind of 4 points about slavery. And first point is that slavery is like this feeling of being trapped. Another point is that slavery is the idea of being isolated, but you're out in public and people can see you. The idea of slavery is it's illegal in every country, yet it still exists, and it's pretty prevalent. And the last point is slavery is usually working without pay or getting paid very little. So there's 3 different types of slavery. One is bonded slavery, then there's forced slavery, and then there's human trafficking. And bonded slavery is like being born into slavery, and like kind of like an idea of you have a loan to pay off from generations before you. So it's kind of like plantation owners, really, like when you would see that. Forced labor is when you're obviously being forced to work with little or no pay. You don't have a choice in it, and it doesn't matter what you think. Whoever is making you do that doesn't care. And human trafficking is when you're either taken or abducted, and and they'll take you from your home to a different city or even to a different country. And I think human trafficking is the one we probably see most today and hear about most today. So I'm gonna hang out on human trafficking and tell y'all a pretty heartbreaking story about this little girl named Mahila. She's 9 years old, or she was when this happened. She was 9 years old and she was born in Nepal in the Himalayan mountains. And so her family was really poor and they were struggling. And this guy came and he was like, I can take you with me and you can work for me and it'll help your family out. So she did. And so when she was taken, he obviously took her away from Nepal. And the first day she was there, she was expecting to work and make money. But the first day she was there, the guy that had took her with her gave her drugs and alcohol, and then after they had dinner, he took her up and raped her. So the rest, until she was a teenager, almost every night 20 men would come and see her, and it was the whole drug and alcohol thing just every night. So and this is within the past decade, so that it's still pretty relevant. And so it's really it for that story. And just some facts about slavery is the average age of slavery is from 12 to 14, so it's really young. They're more easily controlled. 55% of all slavery victims are women, and it's kind of weird. You would think that it'd be higher, but you can see that men are still victims to slavery. It's the largest global crime, and it brings in $150 billion each year. And in 2013, there was reports of human trafficking in every state in the United States. And an estimated 60,000 people in the U.S. are victims of slavery each year. And about 200,000 incidents are reported of the exploitation of minors each year. So kind of in conclusion, you obviously see how slavery is still existing and how it's still relevant. And there's actually 27 million reports of slavery and all forms of slavery worldwide. And it's not something, like I said, not something that existed 200 years ago. It's still happening today, and it's still really relevant. So I'd just like to thank you for listening to me. Appreciate your time.